And several people have told us we should talk to Arthur Sweatt, that he's got some good stuff and he tells a good story. And today is August 17th, 2001. So it's a real hot day, and we're here with Arthur, and we have just been talking about his lovely dog, Happy, who greeted us at the door. Yeah. Well, Arthur, you grew up in Canaan.
That's right. Yeah.
And you lived up there and went to school up there.
Not very long, because my father and mother separated, and they both left the next day after they had the big fight. And my sisters and my brother and I was left there, and they both went to work, but neither one come home.
Wow. How old were you?
15.
15 years old. Just a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to quit school.
You quit school there.
I quit school
by head
there.
toe. Head toe.
Yeah. So anyway, the town fathers, they come and said that I had to go back to school. Well, I said, I can't. I was, supposed to be a kid. Of course, back in the days, you didn't get much money anyway. $1 a day was a good day's work.
Yeah.
So, I had to fight for him. But he was tied on back to a tree. And he says, if he's going to quit when he's 16, then 16 in December 7th, see. And this was, school just started that fall.
I'm trying to play now. Nothing's happening.
And anyway, I did. I quit.
When would this have been, Arthur? How long ago? You were 16?
That was in 1928.
1928, right?
Are you hearing him?
Okay.
Yeah. So then what happened? You went to work. You quit school and went to work.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I guess you went to Connecticut?
I went to Connecticut in, let's see, 1934, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And I started working in tobacco.
Tobacco.
Broadleaf tobacco, shade room. And I worked there for 2 years. Tobacco. In the winter time, I was in the warehouse in Panther. And I liked it pretty well. But the wages wasn't very high, even back in days.
Yeah.
So I got a job in long distance trucking. The
Consolidated trucking. Yeah.
All over the state. I was in one state, another state, another state. And one, well, it was in the fall, but it was cold that day. And I got up over Avon Mountain on the other side. Good. That tractor trailer. When I picked down over the hill on the other side, half a mile of that hill down that way towards Hartford. And boy, that truck went just like that. Right back and forth. I don't know how I ever
kept it on the road.
No, I don't know. Just luck.
But you made it.
Yes.
Woo.
I got down to the foot, and there were so many cars. They was lined up down there for the longest ways. I finally got that truck stopped, and they asked me. They thought if I thought they could make the hill. I said, "No, you can't. It's just a sheet of ice." So I went to the company I was driving for. I went in. You see, there's no brakes on the box.
Oh, so pushing you right along.
Yes, there's brakes in the cab,
Okay.
but there's no brakes
Nothing.
on the box.
Yeah.
And they had some trucks, with the brakes on the box. So I asked them if they would give me one of them. They said, no, we can't. You haven't worked long enough for us. Well, I said, I haven't worked about as long as I'm going to.
Yeah. I don't blame you. No.
So anyway, I quit. And then I went to work for the Edward Bulk Company.
The what?
The Edward Bulk Company.
What's
They sanding gravel and making cement. And
that? Mm-hmm.
I worked for them all the rest of the time.
Yeah.
It was, 7 years ago.
You were in Connecticut 7 years. Then you came back north.
Yeah, well, you see, I developed ulcers. And I come back up here. I've been weighing about 120 pounds. Yeah. I always used to weigh 190.
Sure. Yeah.
I come back up here, and I tried to cut the pulp, but I couldn't do nothing. It's too weak.
Too weak.
But my father said, "Oh, keep it up." He says,
You'll get stronger.
Yeah. And I did.
And you did. Yeah.
So anyway, then I come to Cobra. I was back up to Canaan.
Yeah, and then you moved down here to
Then I
Cobra.
moved down to Cobra.
Yeah.
That was at 19. I don't remember when it was.
Like in the
It
late
was after
30s.
my birthday. Anyway, my birthday, December 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah.
And I got away from the table down there. I was living with my brother-in-law and my sister. And I was 28 years old that day.
Okay.
And I was wondering about, working much more down there.
Yeah.
So the next day I went to work, bought, what was his name? Well, I can't remember, but anyway, the boss's son. We always together, the boss and his son and I was
You
always
palled
together,
around. Yeah.
And they wanted me to stay, and I said, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I come back up here.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't take me in the service.
They wouldn't.
No.
You weren't well enough.
No, you see, I punctured this lung on a motorcycle accident over in,
Way back.
way back. Yeah.
So you have a damaged lung there, and
Yes, and that's why they wouldn't take me.
they wouldn't take you in the service.
No, they wouldn't take me in the service the day I went in to enlist.
You wanted to. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, the boss's son and I went in
You went in together.
To Hartford.
Yeah.
To enlist. They took him, and I never saw him again. But anyway,
Would you think he died in the war?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, but he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, well, it disappeared because
You came back up
You
here,
came
sure.
here. He didn't know where you were.
No.
Yeah. I get it.
Well, anyway, that was in 1941.
41,
Yeah, the war. Yeah.
And I wasn't in very good health either.
No.
Still, I thought that I was good enough
To go in
do
the service.
And when they called me the next time, they called me to come up here to Canaan. Because that's why I signed up.
Yeah.
I come up here 2 weeks early and I went fishing 2 days, so I get some fishing in. I had to go over to Allen Pond to be examined.
Yeah.
Get over there and they shipped us all down to Rutland, I think it was. Rutland, Vermont.
Yeah.
Bus loads of us. And I said, wow, now I'll be going into the service.
Sure. Yeah.
No way.
They said no.
No, sir.
Well,
They asked. They called me back the next day. I had to go back to the hotel and stay that night. And they says, "We want to see you again tomorrow." So I went back next day. And I was sitting there waiting for her to call me. They finally called me. The lady says, "Just a minute," she said. Sounds brilliant. So she went and got a paper. Oh, she says, "Yeah." She handed me the paper. Right across like that. Stamp right on it, rejected.
oh. Well, you're disappointed probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yes,
I
you
was.
were. You wanted to go. I know
Yeah.
everybody was going. You know.
No, I says, "What's the idea there?" She says, "I don't know." She says, "Ask a doctor." So I went back out. She told me, she said, "You go back out and dress." She says,
Yeah.
So I went back out. I undressed and dressed myself. And the doctor coming around there. I see him. I call it to him. Come over. I said, "Will you tell me why I was rejected?" He said, "Let me see the papers." Saw the papers. He said, "Yes." He says, "You got a bad lung."
Okay. Yeah.
They wouldn't take it.
Don't take it.
I said, "Well," I said, "when will you take me?" He says, "We never will."
Never.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything about that.
No. So I come back up here then.
So then you came back to Colebrook or Canaan? Came back to Canaan.
Yeah. And I was there for about a year, I guess. Then I come to Colebrook. I got my health back.
You were feeling pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was just cutting off. Things like that.
Being outdoors like that and working like that.
Well, anyway, I come to Colebrook, and I was down in the pool shop one day. The pool
Pool room.
downstairs there.
Under the store there, Hill's
Yeah.
Department Store. The old
Under
pool
the
room
store.
and bowling alley, right?
And I was making a living right there. You know what I
Shooting
mean?
pool?
Shooting pool?
Pool, playing pool.
Taking advantage of all those young fellas, huh? Taking advantage of all those young fellas.
I didn't take them too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just enough, so that
So you could
Uh,
win.
Give Will.
there was one
Yeah.
pool player there, Mister was awful mad at me.
He was?
Yes.
You beat him most of the time, huh?
Well, I beat him. He came in. We were playing 9-ball. And Kelsey,
Oh, George Kelsey?
George Kelsey.
Kelsey.
He was a good pool player.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was mad. And the 9-ball was right in the corner pocket. Just about that fast in the corner pocket. And the cue ball was just out in front of it. He could have shut his eyes and got that 9-ball, and we'd all had to pay him. But he didn't. He knocked that 9-ball, the cue ball, right up to the cushion. And there's another ball right in front there. So there's no way I could go over. There's other balls on the other the cushion. So there's no way I could go to the cushion.
Yeah.
And Herbert Gadboy, his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
That was his
Sure.
brother.
it would.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Glee's brother. Yeah.
Herbert said, "What the heck are you trying to do?" Hauser says, "I want him to pay for this game."
Yeah.
Well, Herbert says, he says, he may not have to. Well, Kelsey said, "How's he going to get that?" Howard says, "You watch it." I put that cue right up in the air.
Yeah.
Went straight down.
Yeah.
That ball went out into the table just a ways and rolled out. Knocked it.
Knock the
I
9-ball
forgot
ball right in.
And
Oh.
boy, was Kelsey.
George was mad.
He
Huh?
turned and he shoved that up into the rack with his cue stick. And he said, "I'll never play another game of pool, and he never did.
He never did.
No.
What they have? 2 or 3 pool tables and alleys, bowling alleys as well as a pool
That's
table.
right. Yeah.
How many alleys did they have, Arthur? About 4, maybe. I think there were 6 there after the fire there, but then a few pool tables.
Yeah.
It used to be kind of a place to hang out. In other words, yeah.
Did they have a shooting gallery down there too, Arthur? No, it must. I think that was earlier.
Yeah.
It said I saw an advertisement, and it said pool, bowling, and shooting.
Yeah.
And it said Archie Strail, the Parsons Block, Colebrook. But that was before you got there.
Must have been, yeah.
Yeah, had to be. Yeah. So you've always played pool.
Oh yes, I played for the house in Chelsea, Mass. Down North Chelsea.
Yeah.
I went down there to run a polo. Well, it was miniature polo. Miniature
polo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember back in years and years ago, they used to have a miniature golf course.
Okay, miniature golf course,
right.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, miniature golf
Yes,
course,
yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Uncle Wade, that's my mother's brother, lived in Chelsea. He wanted me to come down
To run it.
to run it. So I went down. And they wouldn't open it that year. Everything went to pieces that year. So I come back up here.
Was the war still going on then? Was the war still going on at that time?
Oh no.
No, the war was over. This was
that.
before the war.
The war.
Before the war, I see.
Yeah. 27.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I come back up here, and I played pool at the Cayman.
We're in the Northland building.
That's right.
Yeah.
I played for the house. And, but the fellow down in Lower Mass, my Uncle Wayne took me in there. He watched me. He says, Uncle Wayne, he says, that boy's got a good eye. But he said, he don't know how to play position. He says, you can. He said, if he comes to in here, he says, so I can teach him something. Uncle Wayne says, heck no. Back them days, they didn't care, you know, about kids like
No.
that. So I go down there, and boy, what that man
Taught
could
you.
do, that book did. Oh, wow. Amazing.
Learned a lot.
Oh, boy. I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But anyway, he taught me all that stuff. So naturally, none of the boys up here
in Colebrook didn't know all that. No. So you had a kind of a little advantage. That helped you.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
But I wouldn't take the boys very much.
No.
I'd take them up
Just to make a living, sure.
Yeah, I lived up over the restaurant.
Oh, you did?
Up over the Legion restaurant. Yeah. Right.
So just a step down there into the...
So you'd hang out there. You know, you'd go and hang around down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and play if anybody came in.
Yeah, I've done that for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Well, then when did you get into the dump rubbish business?
At that time.
At that time, you
Yeah.
started that.
I
How
had
was that? How did you do that?
they brought coal.
Everybody in town.
Yeah, but in the bowling alley, they brought coal and it had up the whole business. All the stores and everything up there.
Yeah.
And they asked me, Herbert Gedwell, he said he was running it.
Well, he managed the whole
Yeah.
this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, you want to empty the ashes? I said, sure. Well, I had a little old small pickup. So,
You would do that.
yeah, I picked up those ashes. My gosh, I had 2 truckloads of those cans in that little pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's right at the village at that
Sure.
time. All I had to do is up there for the hill there.
Up on
Out there.
Cooper Hill.
Cooper Hill, yeah.
Cooper Hill, go left.
Into the
Up
dump,
that-
yeah.
Where that old dump was, yeah.
And that's why I dumped it.
That's where you got started.
And yes, that's how I got started. Because other people, seen me.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
wanted you
Yeah.
to do it for them. Yeah.
So they says, "We do haul our rubbish." I said, "Sure." And that's how I started it.
Well, that was the town dump.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be. Yeah.
But you were just doing ashes?
Oh no,
everything,
no.
everything.
You do
After
any-
that,
Then you kind of expanded and
Yeah.
did,
That's right. I picked up everything.
yeah.
At that time, when I was picking up your rubbish, I was going way down around Stratford, way up to Stuarstown, and back on the Vermont side, and in the town of Covington.
Big business.
Wow, yeah.
Well, what would you do? Go right to the house and
I went right to the house.
they pick
Some of them lived up 2 or 3 flights of stairs, but I
You
picked
go
it up
up.
at the same as go up. I think that's one reason why I'm going to eat that much work now.
you wore them out.
Yeah.
You wore them out.
of course, in those days you didn't have to separate the cans, and in those days you didn't have to separate the garbage. It was
That's
all
right.
just put
Yeah.
together and just dump it. You didn't have to set cans and paper and that
No.
business.
No. Will people burn their own newspapers and that, or did you take everything?
I took everything they had out for me.
Everything.
Yeah.
And how many years did you do that?
Oh, my goodness.
Long while.
I started that in 1940.
Yeah. Early 40s.
Sometime after the war, probably 46, 47, probably. Yeah,
Well, did you
And
have it?
you were
I
still.
did it right up. I hauled your rubbish.
Yeah, you were still
With
doing
your
it.
own truck there once.
Yeah. 58. We moved here in 58, so you were doing it then, I know. Yeah, so at least 58. I can't remember when you quit that, but you were doing it in 58 when I came up here.
After that, too.
Well, did you have any competition, or did you pretty much do it for the town?
No, I done it. They called me.
the people
would call
call
me.
you.
Yeah, to haul the rubbish.
Yeah.
Or either that or they'd see me picking somebody else's
Then
rubbish.
they
and
call.
they'd ask me to pick up theirs. And I said, sure.
Yeah. Well, did you have any competition? Were other people doing the same thing, picking up?
There was one, and he got off mad at me, too.
Because you were getting into it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
That's
can't remember his name, but was that a burning dump that time or just cover it over?
up here,
Yeah. When you,
burn
it was a burning dump. They used to burn things up there. I didn't know. Sometimes they used to cover it over with dirt, but it was a burning dump in those days.
Collins,
Collins?
Oh, Walter?
Walter Collins.
Okay.
He got off mad
I
at
bet
me
he did.
because
Because you
the
was.
people left him and went to me all the time.
Yeah. And he didn't like that.
Well, he didn't pick it up regular.
See, people didn't want that. They wanted you to
Yeah.
do it regular.
They wanted the rubbish hauled every single week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Usually once a week you pick people's, or twice a week? Once a week?
Well, some
Some
of them
once,
wanted
some twice,
twice
yeah.
a week, but most of them
Yeah.
once a week.
Yeah.
Well, would you do the restaurants too?
Oh yeah.
Everything, yeah.
Everything.
Used to
Yeah.
come back to the store there and come and make one right
Go to
through
the
there.
Legion. Yeah.
Yeah, I dumped Bob's rubbish.
Yeah. For a long while. Yeah. Well, then, you were up there. Then what happened? They moved out on 26, huh? The dump.
The dump?
Yeah, we moved out on 26, but I still haul the rubbish.
To 26.
Oh yeah. In the last 10 years, that dump out there was open. I
On
was
20.
running the dump.
You weren't taking people's stuff anymore.
Oh yeah,
You
Doing
were
both.
You were doing both.
yeah,
It was only
That's
open certain days, wasn't it? A week?
that's right.
Yeah. Just 2 or 3 days a week.
I
or
had a
something.
man working for me.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Well, it doesn't
Doesn't make
matter
any
because we
difference,
wouldn't know.
No.
Probably.
Oh yes, I think you know.
Can you think who it was up there?
Oh, it wouldn't have been Buddy Washburn, because Buddy took over for you, didn't he? Buddy Washman took over. I don't know. He used to pick up my trash after you did.
Oh yes.
Buddy did.
Yeah.
But he wasn't working with you at that time. No.
Well, didn't Frizzell do something like that?
Who?
Frizzell?
Yeah, Earl Frizzell.
Earl Frizzell, yeah.
He had customers, didn't he?
Oh yes.
Yeah, about the same time you did?
Well, I was slacking off on them. I had so many customers. A lot of times I wouldn't get through work until midnight.
Yeah.
And that's how I lost my truck one night.
What do you mean, you lost your truck?
Well, I was going home. I was living up on Jordan Hill at that time.
You were up on Jordan Hill?
Yeah. And I was going home, and there's 3 or 4, I can't remember now how many cars racing on that new highway. They popped up over that hill right there by the little house that sits up there on the hill. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that's the first time I see the headlights, and all of a sudden, the whole road was covered with
They just
cars.
coming right at you.
They was coming right at me. They never slacked down a bit.
Wow.
I got over as far as I could, and I could hear my truck hitting the fence.
Yeah.
I pulled back a little bit. All of a sudden, I lost my fence. Into the fence. And there was quite a little space there. There was no fence at all. And when the cars got by me, and when I could see again, with my headlights, I was straddling the other fence that went down around.
Yeah, the corner there.
Yeah. That's why I borrowed your truck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was danger. Could have been pretty
Yeah,
bad.
you see, when it started, I felt the truck going sideways like that, that the front wheels was going down over.
Yeah.
And I said, brother, I got to straighten this out. So I cranked the wheels around this way to go down over that hill, Pugwoods. I didn't want to go down, roll over there, roll down that hill. That's a steep hill. And anyway,
You clipped and you turned it over. Yeah.
On each side.
No.
Okay, because we'll be getting near it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, but you made it.
Oh, yeah. And when I got out of it, my 2 dogs, I had 2 dogs.
You had 2 dogs in it.
They went underneath the dash, and didn't hurt them, didn't hurt me. So I got out, and it was much better, about a foot and a half, 2 feet or so there. That's the only thing that kept the truck from going any further.
Go over them.
Well, I wasn't going very fast too.
Yeah.
Because by that time I was slowing down pretty fast because then
they were coming at you.
Well, anyway, I got out of the truck and climbed back up to the road. I looked at that truck and I said, "There's no way I'm going back that out." That was way down over. So I said, I'm going to hike this way home. I lived up on Jordan Hill. Then he come to me. Heck, I said, I go right up through here. I said,
cut through.
Less than half the distance. Instead of going way down on that
there
flat
they
and
are.
up. So I cut right across. Dark. Really dark.
In the snow.
Yeah. The snow was white, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Well,
So the next morning I went down to McLaughlin and I asked the boy.
I don't know him, Matthew.
No one seemed to know too much about them.
No, they're the ones that had the horses, aren't they? Did they have animals of some kind?
Could be.
Could be, I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember who it was.
Well, anyway, I went down there and I get the boy to take me up to Culver. Got up here and I went in to see Russell, I guess. Russell Wood.
Yeah.
They didn't go down.
Yeah, okay. Pull you out.
And pull the truck out.
Yeah.
I said, you have to be pretty careful because I said, it's all just balanced. I said, and at least a little bit. And I said, just flop right over. And he did.
He got it out.
Oh, yes, he got it out. And he took it down to McLaughlin, so to the cabin. And I worked on it down there when I was having Bob's truck.
Yeah.
The Homer of it.
Yeah.
Worked out all right. I mean,
yeah.
I worked on that as much as I could in
sure.
those days.
So then you tended the dump for a while.
Out
on 26.
Out on 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started out there. I was the last one to run that dump for the last 10 years it was open. I was the one there. And when they hired me, when the town hired me, they says, it won't last another year. He said, we want you to run it. I said, you let me do it my way. And I said, it'll last a lot longer than a year. Yeah, 1 year. Well, I said, do whatever you want. So I burnt everything that come in during the day. I burned it every single night. I didn't take hardly any space at all. All it was is a little glass and cans, and that's about all it was. And the dump was open 10 years after.
You kept it going 10 years. Yeah. That's not really a year.
Well, the town, it was a town dump, you know.
Yeah.
The town had the highest way to run it.
So different people did it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't
not
do
like
nothing. They let it build up, and then they set it on fire, and half of it didn't burn, and the dump kept going out, you know, pretty fast.
Yeah.
And you didn't get it burned up.
Well,
the way I done it, set it on fire every single night.
Yeah, kept on.
Burned it right up.
Yeah. It was pretty near the river, though, wasn't it, Arthur?
You know, it was probably 20 feet from the river when I took it over.
Yeah.
And it's about 12 feet from the river when I got through. And I had it for 10 years.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, today they wouldn't stand for that being close like that.
No.
No. Well, then, so when that place closed, you went up on the hill. Did you go up to the new one?
Titus Hill.
Up on the hill.
Yeah.
You went right from the old dump up to the new site.
They asked me to go up to check the new dump while the old dump now.
Yeah.
You know, up there on the hill.
Yeah. Titus Hill.
The selectman asked me to go up there, check it out. They said there was half clay and half dirt. I get up there and I couldn't find any clay. I said, I don't know how the clay is. Must be pretty deep here. So I went down. They wanted my opinion of it. So I went down to the selectmen's meeting. I told him, I said, I don't know. I said, I don't think that's going to be very good. I said, it's just dirt.
Yeah,
I said, I didn't see any clay in there. Well, they said the clay is mixed into the dirt. Well, I said, you folks.
If you say so, yeah.
If you want it up there, I said, well, I said, all right. They said, will you run it? I said, sure. I said, I just soon run it. So I did.
And you ran it?
I ran it. And I, went back so far each time.
I remember going. Yeah, you moved us from one spot to another, and we separated our stuff.
Right.
You know, we'd take our wood here, and we'd take our papers there. Yeah, I remember.
Metal somewhere.
And then the selectman told me one night, he says, they cut the whole swamp down below that dump.
All right.
There's water there in the spring of the year, at least 2 foot deep in that swamp. In dry times, the water was probably 5 or 6 inches deep. And he come up to the camp one day.
Sure.
He was talking to me. He said, "Oh, by the way," he says, "move your signs down there. We're going to start dumping down there." Well, they just didn't cut it. I said, "You can't dump down there." I said, "That's all water." He said, "It's sanitary landfill." I said, "Oh, yes, I can." Well, I said, "I'm all done then."
Is that right?
I said, "I ain't taking the blame for it."
No.
Oh, I said, "We won't blame you." I said, "Of course you would."
Yes, they would.
Oh, yes. They did, too.
They did. No, I never heard them blame you. I never heard you get any blame.
Oh, I did.
Yes.
You did.
Well, anyway, I went down there that window. And boy, I hated to move them signs down there. They have them down over there,
Yeah.
rubbish. And at that time, I gave right up. They'd taken everything away from me. When I started in that dump there, everything was supposed to be mine if I wanted it.
Okay.
Anything that was left
Anything you wanted, yeah.
was yours.
Yeah. That was all the metal, copper,
Yeah.
iron, anything else.
Yeah, that was part of the job. It was yours.
That was part of the job. It was mine.
Yeah.
Plus dogs.
Then they took it all away from me.
But you couldn't keep the metal and
No.
stuff?
I couldn't keep anything. That's Sally Whistle.
Is that right?
Yes. She never liked me, and I never cared for her either.
And so, but that was like part of your pay, I would think. You know.
It was part of my pay. I wasn't getting hardly anything.
Well, that's like
Right.
doing the job. And what they paid me, I fed it off to the dogs.
Yeah.
All I could do was just take it. Well, I had a bank account, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't use any of the bank account at that time. I was using all the money that I made out of the junk.
You had to feed all your dogs. People would drop off their dogs. And how many dogs did you have?
Oh, at one time I must have had 10 dogs.
10 dogs, yeah.
At one time.
Yeah. And cats too? Did you have?
Oh, cats.
Cats all over.
Well, I guess I had some cats.
Of course, they're self-sufficient, aren't they? Can't they?
Yes, but I
Oh, you
took
probably
the old
fed
mother
them
cat.
cream.
I took the old mother cat into the cab. And she had, I don't know how many litters. I just got, the last one just died. Well, I had to put her to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hated it.
Your last cat, yeah.
Yes, I had it for 15 years. Okay.
Wow.
She was born in the camp. She got out of the door one day. Somebody opened the door and she went out. I called her, but no way. There's so many cars coming in. This cat, that poor cat, after death. And that night, after the traffic started, coming in, I went out. I had to crawl under my woodshed to get that cat. And the second I got that cat in my arms, she was satisfied.
Yeah.
She never left you again.
No. She never would have left that cat,
Huh.
You could open that cat wide open.
She wouldn't go anywhere unless you were right there.
Oh boy, she was so scared that day.
Yes. Well, then how long were you up there at that time?
Until they closed.
Until they closed.
Well, outside of the last month, I hired a man to drive me from here up there because I couldn't see.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my driver's license.
Right.
Couldn't pass you.
So they called me over to St. Johnsbury. They come over and have my eye operated on. They operated on this eye first. So I went over. I had somebody to drive me. Not at that time. I drove over myself. Oh, I didn't either. My daughter took me over.
Michelle took you over.
And when that day that they operated, of course my eye was all bandaged up. And I had to go over the next day, and my daughter
She took you over
the next day.
then.
When they took that bandage off, I could see so good.
Oh.
gosh.
Oh, isn't that something?
I was thunderstruck.
Yeah, I bet you
were. Well, I said, heck, I said, I don't know what to do. I said, so I'm going, I said, to the doctor over there, I said, yeah, I said, I go back to work. He said, I don't know. He said, depends on what you do. And I told him I was down. He said, no, sir.
No way.
No way. He said, one speck of dirt in that eye.
Yeah.
Said,
You're right that way.
Yeah. I said, okay. And it was open just a month after that.
After that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I finished up. No, I didn't finish that month. It was just the month. And I retired at that.
That was
And
time
then-
you were retired, yeah.
How is your eye now? Did it hold?
Yeah.
Your eye's good.
I had this eye operated on the following year. They wouldn't operate on both eyes.
No,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
But this eye they operated on the following year. And this was just the same. I opened everything right up.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor says, well, he says, you can throw them guys away. He says, you don't need them anymore. I said, I got the wire. He said, why? Well, I said, no one tell the Cobra can do it. He just laughed. And I wear my glasses because I don't have to.
You don't
have to.
Funny. Yeah. And they've held good. Your eyes are good. Still good.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that one? What a story.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
And that was over 10 years ago.
Yeah, done well, and your eyes have held up.
well, Arthur, we have to ask you why people call you Panther.
Oh,
You get that. Everybody asks you that. How did you get that?
I had a trap line. I think that was my last year of trapping. I can't remember. I might have trapped another year. But the last year I trapped, I caught a mink way, a long ways from the brook. That mink was that long. Oh, he was a big one. And I said, oh, brother. I tracked that mink way up to his den side the hill. And I says, well, I'm going to set a trap. So I set a trap. Right next day, he was in. And his foot was all chewed up. You know, he twisted around trying to get out. And I reached down. I was going to, with my gloves, and I was going to choke him. And I was going to kill him. He reached up and licked my hand. I could kill him.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're a softie. You're an old softie. So what did you do? Did you let him go?
Yeah. That was the end of my trapping.
So then this Panther name. Panther.
Oh, the Panther, yeah. That was a bobcat. Got in my mink set. Up right across from my store up there now. The Connecticut River there. IPA store.
Yeah, okay, up there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I had this two sections of soap light, mink set, bait in the middle, trap on the pin. And that bobcat, it was kind of a little, probably about as big as this room. Sand coming down around and washed, made it kind of a little island like, not an island, but
some dirt up in there.
Yeah.
So I got there that morning. I looked down. Oh, the water's awful high, but it didn't reach high enough for all I could look see if I had anything in that trap. And the trap was gone.
The trap was gone.
Yes. Well, I I always had that long wire on my chain, so the muskrat or mink or anything get into it, they get out into the water and drown.
Right. Sure.
So yeah.
And I couldn't find the trap. I couldn't find the wire, isn't it? I said, that's funny. So I slid down over the bank, probably 8-10 feet down there on that little island. And I was scuffing my feet along.
When you went down,
looking for the wire. I thought I'd hook onto the wire because I figured the animal was in that trap. Well, he was in that trap. But he was up on the bank.
He was up on the bank.
Yes. Well, I heard this hissing noise, something like a hiss.
Yeah.
So I just swinging like that. Okay. When he landed right there.
On your shoulder?
Yeah, landed right here.
Oh my Lord.
And I didn't know. I thought it was just a house cat, All his head was out here. I went like that, and I hit him right on the nose, and it stunned him. And he went down on the little island there. I turned around. I was going to pick him up, and take him out of the trap, but and I see what it was. It was a bobcat.
Yeah.
Boy, he was coming too. So I didn't have anything else to do. I didn't have a gun or anything with me. So I just put this knee down into his. I bought a new pair of boots, the mule.
Yeah.
And he ripped that knee just like that right down through. Also, my back.
Claws.
Yeah. He wasn't on my back very long. Can't be went to a beauty parlor because he had one long claw.
Yeah.
And that claw went down in my shoulder. But anyway, I killed the cat. I choked him.
You had to choke him.
I had my gloves on. I always wore my rubber gloves.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I said, I might as well go home. I said, I can't check these traps today, and my water was so high.
Well, your knee. What about your knee?
My knee was all right. At least I thought it was. Well, it was. It didn't draw blood.
It didn't.
It didn't
That's
draw
a
any blood.
miracle, don't you think?
Yeah.
But I went down to Brady Hicks's filling station, and a cousin, second cousin, third cousin of mine, Coleman Sharp. You ever knew him?
That name is
Married
familiar.
White.
Oh, Eleanor White?
Eleanor White.
Yeah,
Married
I've heard about it. I've heard about her.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, anyway, he was in there to Brady Hicks's filling station. They all come out, and everybody was looking. People come from your store, and everybody all was looking. There's that cat. They asked me how I caught him. I told them it was up there on the meadow. And he says, dead? I said, yeah. I said, I had to kill him. I said, oh, this is, how'd you kill it? Well, I didn't want to tell him that I got it in my hand, and choked him.
Yeah.
Coleman Sharp. Dad, he says, what happened to your jacket and shirt? I said, nothing. Well, he says, it's all ripped. It was. Tripped just like that. Well, that cat. He wasn't on my back for long either, but he raised the devil while he was.
Just in shreds. He shredded it.
Yeah. But one of his claws, as I say, he didn't go to a beauty parlor or something like that. One of his claws was longer than the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, though. And then I went back. I had a few traps that wasn't in water very awful deep. So I went back up. I went back up to check them traps. I stepped off into the water, and boy, that that lake filled up with water right off quick. Now let me tell you, it's strange for that cat.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
His hind feet done that. I know they did because when I got my knee into his belly, and I was hand around him, and I was giving him a business with this.
Yeah, and he was fighting.
Oh boy! Well, it didn't last long because I choked him.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know.
So that's how you got the name Panther, huh?
That's how I got the name Panther.
I've always wondered.
All his own sister nicknamed him Panther.
So that from this time with the bobcat, did
Yeah,
she call you that before?
No.
All from this bobcat story.
My bobcat story, yeah.
Well, you were quite a hunter and a fisherman.
Oh yes.
You loved that.
Oh,
Hunt and fish, trap.
Yeah.
Just
but I stopped trapping after the mink.
That was the end of your trapping days. But then you kept hunting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Generally get your deer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most often. Yeah. And good fishermen, they tell me.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I fish a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't stop fishing.
No. Did you fish the river or the ponds?
Everything.
Anything.
Yeah.
At brooks, you didn't care.
Pond,
Lakes, river,
everything.
anything. You had a fish. Yeah. I'll be damned. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Huh? Well, they said.
Yeah, but boy, when I stepped off in that water up to about here,
Oh boy.
it filled that boat in no time.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I said, what the heck happened to that?
Yeah.
And I looked at that and it had to go straight.
Yeah.
I said, that cat.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to have any tetanus shots or anything? No.
I never done it.
No, never had to.
I was always healthy enough to
tough and
knock
tough.
off.
Well,
I didn't have any shots. They were going to cut the hand off. I got shot.
Well, what happened?
I got a bullet. Went in there and come out here.
I didn't know. When did that happen?
Oh, gee whiz.
After you got done?
Oh, no, I
Sounds
just
earlier.
feel it.
Earlier in life.
Oh, you've had that a good long time.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Blodgett. You remember him?
I do. Up
Yeah.
in Stewartstown.
Yeah.
Yes. He was tough. He was tough. He was a tough
I know it. He was going to cut it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was going to cut my hand
Yeah.
off up here.
I don't doubt it. He was
Dad
tough.
says, what are you getting all that stuff out there for? Dr. Blodgett says, he's going to cut his hand off. He says,
Well,
he says, them bones are all smashed up, he says, in there. And he says, there's 27 bones in his wrist. He said, they'd never heal up. Dad is just a kind, he says. And if they don't heal up, he says, then
You can cut it off.
But he says, until then, he said, we'll see if they'll heal up. They healed up,
But never good.
no, never right.
How did that accident happen, Arthur, with a gun? You cleaning it or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd put the guns into the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Back in that was back in 1928.
28, yeah.
Yes. And my brother punched the horse in the ribs.
Okay,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
He said he never did, but I know pretty well because that horse never jumped like that before.
Well,
But I was putting the guns in underneath the seat.
it's okay. I could see why. Yeah,
And that's right. And the hammer hit the seat of the
Sure.
wagon.
Yeah.
Just like pulling the trigger.
Sure. Yeah.
That was a Thay-2.
Mm-hmm.
Thay-2 Steven.
Okay.
You know, they had 22 Stevens.
Yeah.
And the bullet stopped my sleeve up in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Up in your sleeve. Went up there, came out right up your sleeve. Huh? Wow. Yeah.
Wow, he's right.
But I went to school another year, so after that, after that I went another year or two in school before my parents separated.
Yeah. Have you been able to write though? When couldn't you write, Arthur?
Yes,
After
I
that?
could write. After the last 2 years.
Yeah.
that hand went numb.
No, the last couple of years, yeah.
And I hang on to them fingers to keep them warm.
Yeah.
Can you use it otherwise to drink or anything, or you can't use it at all? Can you use it at all?
My hand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can use it, just not to write.
I can't use the fingers too much.
I see. Okay.
And when I try to write, first thing I know, I was sitting at the table. I had the table out there at the time.
Yeah.
And I try to write, and first thing I know, I didn't have any pen in my hand. I started looking around for it, and sometimes be on the other end of the table, and sometimes be off on the floor.
Yeah.
And I got so disgusted with it. And my daughter was down here one day, and she's making out a lot of bills, you know, Michelle.
Sure.
Yeah, Michelle. Yeah.
She's making out a lot of bills. And after she got them made out, she started stamping her name. I said, what are you doing? She said, stamping my name. Well, I said, I should have something like that. She said, yes, of course. She said, why didn't I think of it?
Right.
So she went up,
Got you
but she had me sign my name, and she took the best one out of the box.
Yeah.
And
Edit copies.
edit copy.
Well, can you eat with that hand, or
I can eat with it, but it sometimes it embarrasses me because sometimes I'll drop the fork.
drop your fork. Yeah.
But here alone, I don't care.
No.
Drop it off.
No.
But if I was in the restaurant or something, I'd try
You'd
to
be
eat
embarrassed.
like-handed.
Yeah. Well, they said you remember about Prohibition. Prohibition?
Prohibition?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What do you remember about that?
Well,
That was big business up here?
I guess so.
Huh?
Old Archie Richardson wanted me to lead the horses through the woods, because I was in the woods all the time up at
Canaan Hill Country.
Canaan Hill Country. He says, I want you to, Archie Richardson, you remember him?
I've heard an awful lot about him.
Well, anyway, I wanted to, because it's pretty good money, you know.
Money, yeah.
And I was just a kid. As I say, I knew those woods up there like a
Back
book,
of your hand, yeah.
And the old man says, no. He says, no.
I don't
not
want
that.
you to do that.
No, sir. He says, no way. So I couldn't.
Yeah.
Actually, Richardson, I told him, I said, no, I said, no, father won't let me.
And you weren't very old.
Uh,
You weren't very
Oh,
old.
at that time I was only about 9 years
Yeah,
old.
I mean, you shouldn't have been doing that. Yeah. Your father was right.
Oh, yes, I know he was right.
You wanted to. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they were still smuggling booze. I made a fence up on Tom Judge. You know Tom Judge?
Yeah. I do.
Up over that mountain. And that's all. The day I went up there, cage wire fence. It be cut. So I laid there. I was about 16 years. Somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't make any difference. I laid there all night until they
came through.
came through. I heard them horses coming. I said, I said, they're probably murder me, but I said, I'm going to stop them. And I stepped right out. I grabbed the first horse. That man see me coming. Boy, he jumped and run. He hollered. Everybody run. They didn't call it me either. They all run. I had 8 or 10 horses there. Tied to one horse, tied to the other horse's tail.
Yeah.
All loaded.
Sure.
Just loaded with whiskey.
Boy, was I scared. I said, what the heck am I going to do? I said, supposing
They come back.
I said, the officers get me. I said,
Thank
they
you.
my horses.
Oh,
So I grabbed the
wow.
horse, the lead horse. I turned them around, and they all followed.
They
But
followed.
they had to, because they
They were
tied
tied
to each other's
together.
tail.
Yeah.
And I took him way back into the woods. There's an opening up there, probably an acre or two, big. Grass and everything there. I tied them horses in that opening. And I knew who it was.
Oh, you did know, yeah.
I see him when he robbed. Big Smith. You remember him?
No, I don't.
Big Smith.
Big Smith.
Big Smith. And he always went by the name of Big Smith, too.
Yeah. No, don't. Never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, anyway. It was his horses. Well, I left anyway. And I went right down the street. That time, the officer, the immigration officer, the police, or immigration, or whatever you want to call them, was down there in the village.
In Canaan.
In Canaan.
Yep.
Right before they made the place up there next to the line. I get down there. I watched Big Smith walking right back and forth. And I knew pretty well it was Smith's office. And he was waiting for him to come in with them horses.
He knew it was you. Yeah. He knew it was you, and he was waiting.
No, he was waiting for the horses.
Waiting. Yeah. Oh, he didn't know.
He thought it was the officer.
Oh.
Well, he was down there in front of the cops, going out back and forth. But no horses come in. So I walked alongside of him. I says, Mr. Smith? He said, yeah. I said, you're looking for your horses? I said, I got them. He looked at me. He said, you have? I said, yes, I have. I said, they're still loaded. I said, I haven't unloaded them. I said, I didn't know what to do. They had saddles,
Sure. Yeah.
I said, you come with me, and I said, I'll show you how the horses are. So he did.
Yeah.
Boy, was he taking.
I bet he was, yeah.
I said, try to find a different place to go to, because I said, it cost me a lot of money. I said, building this fence over and over and over every single day, or, a couple times a week or something. He says, there'll be something for you every single day.
And was there? He was true to his word, yeah. How far up on Canaan Hill was that, Arthur?
I don't know if this is in the village.
This was right in Canaan Village.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they?
Where Tom Judd lived?
Yeah, right on the, that would be on the right-hand side of the road going out.
Yeah, this side of the cemetery.
Yes, right, on the right. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was where it was.
Right in that area there.
His painted.
Well, Arthur, we were talking about prohibition. Some people made quite a bit of money during those days, didn't they? Huh? Certain
Richardson especially.
He made a barrel.
Oh yes. You know what? You remember him?
No, I know a lot about him, but he'd be too old.
Well, of course, he had a daughter, Marjorie.
I've met her.
Oh,
She's a friend. She is friendly with Frank and Claire Owen. I think they're related. Yeah, I've met her at a party once. Nice person.
Yeah. Yes.
Awfully nice.
Well, anyway, she, that was the only kid that I
had.
Magic.
Yep.
Magic.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I worked for Archie one summer. Hey.
Well, he had that farm, didn't he? Right by that turn for Canaan Hill.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a nice old farm. I mean, it isn't there now, but...
All the farms still are.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yes.
I thought it set back, and I thought they built that
it is
brick...
back, but you can't see it anymore because
the brick house.
They got machinery and everything else up there.
But it's back there?
Back in the corner,
yeah.
The house is back, set back there.
Is that right?
Yeah, but
it used to be a nice farm.
Well, yes, they still farming it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who lives there.
No, I don't. No, I don't know. You worked there for Archie, though.
Yeah. Honey Coval.
Well, that was quite near the fish hatchery.
Oh, yeah. Just up over the hill from the fish hatchery.
Yeah.
Fish hatchery's here, and hatchery.
Yeah. We had a camp up on Canyon Hill.
Did it?
Yeah. You know where the old cemetery?
Oh, yeah.
Phillips had it. Phillips had it for a while, and then Mickleborough had it for a while. Yeah. And then Bob and Rick bought it. Yeah. Rick Stickman. Yeah. So we know a lot about Canyon Hill. Yeah. I know a lot of history. Well, isn't that where Edwina Lucas grew up on Canyon Hill?
Well, yes. Pat, she was born up there, yes.
Yes.
But Uncle Jared and I had moved down to the village before Edwina got through school.
I see. Yeah, so she didn't really.
Edwina and her sister.
Yes. Yeah.
You remember her sister?
No, I don't.
Lila.
But I know. I know a lot. Lila.
Lila.
Yeah, I've read about her. Yeah. Yeah, I know about her. I've done a lot of research.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like all that stuff. But
they got the house up for sale now.
Yes. Yeah.
My cousin Bill Lord Fishburg.
You're related to Bill Lord.
Her cousin.
Your cousins. Yeah.
His mother and my mother was
sisters. Sweats.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's your mother.
And there isn't hardly any of us left. Yeah. I've got just a few first cousins left.
Is that right? Yeah. How about your brothers and sisters?
I got one brother left.
One
my
brother.
sisters are both
They both. Yeah. Well, somebody said you played basketball with Mr. Tillotson.
Oh, yeah. Well, no.
How'd that go?
Oh, I can't remember playing basketball.
You don't? No. You played basketball.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And you played up over the Northland?
That's right.
Yeah, that's what they
Weeks
said.
at Hall.
Yeah. Was that for Sam Weeks? What weeks was that Hall?
I don't know. Nella Bodo, his wife and family lived there.
They lived downstairs, yeah. And then they had this hall upstairs.
Yeah. That's Weeks' Hall, but to tell the truth,
yeah,
I can't remember.
Well, that Bordeaux crowd was hooked up with Weeks.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know just how, but they were.
I don't know. Maybe it was her.
Could have been her.
Maybe she was Weeks or something. I don't know.
Because those Weekses were big up on Canaan Hill.
Yeah.
Awful big.
Oh, yeah.
Big, yeah. Well, let me see what else I have here to ask you about. You think of anything, Bob? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now they said that you remembered about all the doctors, like Dr. Blodgett.
Oh, yes,
Doctor. You remember Dr. Kerr? How about Dr. Barber?
Dr. Barber.
He's the
one that when I was bleeding. See, when I got crushed, I went 60 feet after I left the motorcycle. I landed right in the road. I bounced and skidded up the road 60 feet while the motorcycle was there.
Well, have we heard about the motorcycle? This is new, isn't it? I don't know about it.
No, we haven't heard about the motorcycle.
Don't know about the motorcycle.
Where'd that happen?
When did that happen?
You know, well, you know what, the house and the big barn on that side of the road, and the house on that side of the road.
Up the curve up here? Way up here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Colville?
No, on the Vermont side.
Colville?
Was that Colville, that big turn there,
We're just a little ways up?
No, all the way up, halfway up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
Well, that time we hit the cow, we pitched down over, going north,
All right, you're going
north.
north.
Down over the hill at that time. It was long. Well, it was a deep valley like
Right.
that. A brook across the.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we hit the cow. Pitched down over that, going 60, 70 miles an hour with that motorcycle, and pitched down over that hill. The whole herd of cows went in the road. It was College's cows.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was room enough to get by. About that wide with that motorcycle. Cal Darman was driving the motorcycle. I was sitting behind.
You were a passenger?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had plenty of room and everything. But that cow, she was coming and she jumped out in front of that.
Mm.
We hit the cow broadside. Away I went. I went to buy all the cows that were coming up by 60 feet. Yeah. 60 feet.
You went through
left
the
that motorcycle. I landed on my chest here. That's when I broke my ribs.
Ribs, yeah.
And punctured my lung.
Oh, okay.
You have had some life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, anyway, I said, I didn't know that is it. I knew in my chest.
Yeah, it hurt, but yeah.
But I didn't know I broke a rib and didn't punctured my lung.
Yeah.
And it was about 3 weeks, I guess. Something afterwards, 4 weeks. I started bleeding.
You cough.
Oh, yeah.
Cough. And I was up to Victor Bowler's drugstore.
Beecher Falls.
And I bent over to pick up a magazine. It was way down to the floor. When I did, I coughed.
Yeah.
And this stuff came out of my mouth. It was about that big. And probably about that thick.
Hmm.
Pulled that out of my mouth. I looked at that. I said, Victor, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'll clean it if you get a piece of paper towel. I didn't hit out there. He said, look in the mirror. Back in days, they always had a mirror back to the photo.
Yeah, yeah.
Look in the mirror, blood out of it, down through it.
Right down.
He said, the only thing you can do is get to a doctor. So I called Ed Haynes, just right a little ways there, take the bowl of drugstore. So he took me down to the doctor. Dr. Bobby. Dr. Bobby said, I don't know how to do it. But he said, here, he said, give me a bottle. He said, you spit into that bottle tomorrow morning. Because I was living in Vermont. And he says, you send it to Burlington, Vermont. He said, have that address. And he says, when you get the results, he says, I want to see you again. So I did. I had to sleep the rest of that week, setting up. Told me not to lay down. Because the blood was.
Yeah.
So I did. And stopped bleeding. Mama. And blood came back. Neither. Umbrella. I went down to see the doctor. It's a cat. It's a cat. Somebody took his thumbs and fingers, went just like that. He struck a spot over here.
Oh, you came from he found the spot.
Yeah. Ah, he said, I guess I found it. He said, get back at him. He said, I'll see. I said, hello, get back in that chair. Boy, that hurt.
Yeah.
And, well, he said, I won't touch you again. He said, I'll just look at it. He said, you busted a rib. This bottom rib, touch it more.
in the rib.
Mhm.
Well, he says, I don't know what to do. He says, for good right, you should take you to the hospital. And that rib broken again. He said, it healed up wrong. It healed up, but it was
Still
bothering your
it
lung.
was in there. Oh, I said, that's all right. So I left the rig just as it was.
Mhm.
I didn't have it.
Didn't have it fixed.
No. I come working out up to Maine. And Eddie Haynes, my brother-in-law, and his uncle, Charlie Haynes, you probably remember him.
Yeah, heard about him. Yeah.
We was a three-man crew. They come down and they said that they got a tree logged in a great big maple. Up there. I think it was maple birch. Great big birch. He says, you want to come up, he says, and see how you can get it out? I went up. I walked up to the spruce, you know, it was
Yeah, that's
logged in. I get up there and I look. No way you could pull that tree out. I had to cut it. So I went back down and got an axe. And I said, you better steer clear, because I said, when that comes down, I said, it's going to go fast. I said, I'll have to shimmy down that tree. And I did. When that broke, I didn't hit that with the axe, I don't think, more than 3 or 4 times. It broke the way it went. It surprised me, because I wasn't
wasn't ready.
quick.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I grabbed the crotch of the tree, and the top of the tree, the one that I just cut, you know, let the bottom part down.
Yeah.
That flew up over,
Okay.
and that took me. Ripped my clothes all off my back. Well, I hung up. Eddie and Haynes, Charlie Haynes, they looked at me. They said, you all right? I said, I guess so. But I said, boy, I said, that was a quick one, wasn't it? So I climbed down the tree. My back was bleeding by the branches of the tree. Scraped it.
You've had some scrapes physically. You've had some scrapes with this and that and the back.
Oh, it was
Bobcat
shot.
and everything shot.
Shot.
Oh,
Well, you know, he said he liked cats.
yeah.
I think you're like a cat. You got 9 lives.
I think so too.
Really, I
did.
do. I think he
you
is.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, when I was a kid, you know, I was going to fit.
Oh, you had like those spells.
Yeah.
Black right out.
Well, I would finally,
Epilepsy or something.
That's right.
You had that. But you outgrew it.
I had mother. He lived down here in Coburg at that time.
Yeah, he had that hospital, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, anyway, mother asked him, he said, is he ever going to outgrow those fits? When I'd had one of those fits, I'd go like, they last probably sometime 10 minutes before I pass out. He said, I don't know what to tell you, Grace. He said, he's got to outgrow him by the time he's 12. He said he won't live. And I heard the whole business.
Yeah.
So, silent blood under my cat after one of them pits.
Set you right off.
So, this certain day, mother just mopped the floor up there. He was looking at it, just as far down there. I had a little tree that was out in front of the house.
Yeah.
three big pine trees.
Yeah, I know it.
And we had a barn out back here. And Mother says, Mother was mopping the floor. She mopped the kitchen. And she went into the pantry and mopped that. And us kids, come here. Well, Mother just mopped that floor and blood all over the kitchen floor. She knew it wasn't me because she knew I'd go in there and if I saw
You saw that blood, yeah.
So she said to my brother, go out and Edith and Emily, said, I want to see your feet. When Mother said that, I looked at my feet. My blood was already down my big toe. Cut the end of the pig, bit the end of my toe right off.
What did?
Pig.
A pig?
Yeah. The boards was about that far apart, and I wanted to pat the pig or something, so I got up and barefooted, you know.
Yeah. And he bit the toe.
And he bit my toe off.
Oh my God.
Just the end of it.
Yeah. Well, that.
Well, you know, I didn't know it.
No.
No.
Yeah.
And when I see that, I said, oh, brother, I said, this is it. But I just, a little while before that, I heard
what they said.
Mother said. We had a beam out in the barn, always about that wide, way down in that bay. There's no hay there. This was in the spring year.
Yep.
And I climbed up on that beam. I started walking back and forth on that beam. Mother checked my two sisters, my brother out, and they wasn't bleeding, so she knew it was me.
She knew it had to be Arthur. Yeah.
She says, we got to find him. She said. So Mother come out, it's the barn. See me up there walking that beam. She said, I want you right down here. I said, no, I ain't coming down. She said, I want you down here right now. I said, no. I said, when I come down, I said, that'll be it. I said, I'll get down in there.
Oh.
Kid fashion.
Yeah.
I was mad. Talking to Mother and them. Didn't have a fit and I had one say.
I'll be done. Yeah, unbelievable story.
Oh,
Right? That's an unbelievable story, you know.
Yes,
Things happen.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah.
Well, you have had some life, haven't you? Had some life. Are you glad you were born in the time period that you were born? Better to be. Would you rather be a kid today? Would you like to be growing up?
Be a kid today.
You wouldn't change anything.
No, I mean the days you grew up were better and more fun than the way it is today. I know you don't have the television. We don't, don't have the things.
Right.
But
who wants it?
no, I mean better off. Better off.
Yes, sir.
I do. I think so.
I do.
Yeah, I really do. But well, we've kept you long enough, don't you think?
Yeah, no more special questions.
I don't get much company here, so.
Well, it's been great fun talking to you. You're just a fountain. You're a fountain of information. You've got a wonderful memory. You really do have a good memory.
I can't remember names.
That's all right. Who needs them?
I see people up straight. Now, I went up to the IGA store the other day. I just had to get my own groceries.
Good for you.
And, of course, my feet are very
No,
good.
they aren't what they're like.
But anyway, and so many people up there in that store, and they were all hollering to me.
Yeah.
And you didn't know, you couldn't call them by name.
Oh, yeah, some of them.
You could. Yeah.
But a lot of them I couldn't.
Yeah.
But, boy, it was nice to see them, and they all knew me.
Yeah.
And they were glad to see you.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful you're getting out like
I did have to park my car a little further than I wanted to.
on account of your feet, yeah.
Both them both them places.
Taken.
That somebody
the
taken them.
handicapped cars,
Yeah.
you know, it was all taken.
Yeah.
There was no handicapped car in them.
I know. Yeah. I was just going to say, Michelle says you drive up to Stewartstown.
Oh, yeah.
And you go in her shop. And
I even drive up around Canaan Hill.
you do.
Yeah, I drove up there last Sunday.
How was the road? We haven't.
Yes, the road is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Come out up at the Cold Spring Camp.
Sure. Yeah, we like that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 2 years ago, it
Oh,
was,
terrible. Working
Oh.
somebody logging up there or something. It was terrible. Yeah.
But that's good country up there.
but
It's pretty.
last, well, no, just about 2 weeks ago, I was up there.
Yeah, well, we've got to go up.
The road is
Yeah,
pretty
well,
good.
see, we're going to do that.
I come out over the road, goes down through the Canaan.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Doing all that road construction. Did you get mixed?
Yes.
You got mixed
I got
up
right
with-
into it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in it very long before the sirens were blowing. I said, what the heck is going on? I see a fire truck coming.
Okay.
And, well, I said, must be a fire out here somewhere. Oh, I said, I'm not turning around now. So I kept on going. The truck went by. I probably drove another mile. Met a fire truck.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then I said, my gosh, it must be a big fire. I said, 2 fire trucks. Went another mile or so, another fire truck.
Good Lord.
They went by the camp that day. I remember that Sunday, yeah.
I
remember that Sunday. We were out at camp, Wallace Pond. They went by. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well,
but you know, it was funny. They got out there. I read it in the paper. I was wondering what burned.
what did
So-
burn?
Nothing, just rubbish.
Rubbish, yeah.
They had a
No.
permit and everything.
Yeah.
Why don't they call in? You know, when they're going to burn.
Well, they
when
should.
they have
Should
a
notify
permit.
dispatch they're going to be doing some burning so they wouldn't get called, yeah.
Uh,
They should notify dispatch
yeah.
that they're burning, yeah.
I just wanted to say, Arthur, don't you think now with all these chemicals and everything we have a real problem getting rid of our rubbish.
We do.
It didn't used to be that
It
way,
never was. No.
but now you've got to be careful.
Yeah.
I know they say up at the old site, you know.
They'd come and ask me to go up and Donna has been up here.
Oh, Karen, Donna Karen.
Donna.
Yeah.
And I told her why everything was. I said, everything is set back. And I said, why your trouble is when they told me to get down in that swamp.
Shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done that.
Oh, she said, it's leaking up here too. I said, it's leaking up here. She says, yes.
Oh,
Oh, I said, I don't know what you can do. Oh, she said, we're going to dig a channel down below here, like a little pond, and have it run into that, and then we'll have to do away with it, you know, when it's in the pond. It'll never work. I told her.
You
I
told
said,
her
no.
No.
I said, the only way you can do that, I said, is build another wall down there. And I said, it's right up over this.
Yeah.
And I said, that way, I said, you can seal it. But I said, you can't catch it down there. And I said, well, what? It's going to leak down there.
Further,
too.
go on further, yeah.
yeah. Well,
Go on further.
That's right.
You don't put that in, yeah.
what about Lime
They-
Pond?
Huh?
What about Lime Pond?
Lime Pond, that's
Yeah.
what they,
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna.
that's what they're afraid of. And
Well,
said,
I am.
I says, yes. I says, you got to keep it away from the pond.
Yes,
That's all there is
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
And I told Donna, I said, you know, Donna, I said, I'm not going to say too much, but I said, I know that acid that they got in there. I said, it's got to come, got to drain itself out some way. And I said, the only way you can do it is build another wall down here.
Yeah.
Right, straight up.
Right.
And They ain't going to. I know. They want to do it the cheapest way, and they think making a pond down below.
You can't do
that. Isn't the cheapest way.
Because in the end, we'll have to do it right. In the end, we'll have to do it right. So we do all these little foolish things that don't amount to anything.
They never should have gone up there in the first place, because I went up there and checked that land out, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Sign off here and
yeah. No, you're right. How about our new place here? That will last a while, won't it? Our new, where we go now.
Across the street here, the new dump here, where we dump our stuff now.
That place.
Yeah.
That's
Won't that last a while?
Well, yeah, but they shipped it all away.
Ship it all away.
They dug it out.
Yeah.
They transport it out. Yeah, they tuck it out.
Yeah.
So
this is just a recycling.
That's
place.
right.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well,
that's their best way. Right there.
Yeah. Well,
somebody else have the headache.
Yeah.
Where does it go? Where do they truck it to? Do you know?
Down in the mountains.
Bethlehem, I think.
Is it
down
Bethlehem?
that area? Yeah.
We pay. I know we pay for it.
Oh yeah. That's all right.
Yep. Get it out.
You better pay for that than to try to fix a dump.
Yeah.
You can't get anything. The amount of stuff comes into a dump today. You got everything in it. Yeah. You got acid and everything else.
Yeah. No,
and I tried to keep it.
You did a good job.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Yes, you did a good job.
Everybody said so. But,
yeah.
Well,
and it made me pull out of there.
Well,
and put that stuff down in that swamp. But I was so mad.
But it was their choice.
Their choice is right.
You told them, and they wouldn't.
That's when I quit. I just ripped my name out off the can. They had my name up there on the can. I ripped my name out off the can. I said, "No way. I'm not taking the blame for it."
Yeah, good for you.
And then they said afterwards that they thought that I was the one that broke them.
Yeah, they didn't.
We know better.
I pulled my name right off that can.
Yeah. We got that right on tape.
Yeah.
We got that right on tape.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thank you very much. This has been fun. Just fun. Yeah.